Imagine 100,000 medieval crusaders laying siege to a fortress. They are confident that their stone walls and iron-tipped arrows will deliver an absolute victory. Then, a U.S. Air Force AC-130 gunship emerges from the clouds above. It rains down high explosive fire, tearing the battlefield apart in a matter of seconds. It is easy to look at this and see a modern military unit as a group of invincible gods. In many time travel scenarios, this initial display of power is where the story ends. But overwhelming firepower is often an illusion. Behind the explosions lies a vulnerability that would be obvious to any ancient commander. This concept was famously explored in Rome, Sweet Rome, where a U.S. Marine Expeditionary Unit is transported back to the reign of Augustus Caesar. It is a mistake to think of ancient leaders as primitive. They were highly organized and calculating. They would not charge blindly. They would wait for their new enemy to show its limits. This diagram represents a modern supply chain. Notice how the central aircraft node is severed from its support. There are no refineries or factories to replenish it. Without logistics, its tanks will run dry. The ultimate machine of death becomes a stranded metal tube. When the gunship is forced to land, the medieval elite do not worship the crew. They look at this technology and immediately start thinking about ownership, control, and how to weaponize it. The modern crew realizes that once their remaining bullets are gone, they will be overwhelmed by sheer numbers. They are stranded with limited rations and no hope of rescue. To survive, the crew makes a desperate pivot. They need a way to ensure the Crusader lords value their lives more than their equipment. They propose a trade. The crew will share their knowledge of basic science and engineering in exchange for sanctuary and noble status. In this scenario, information becomes more valuable than raw firepower. The crew's survival depends on their ability to act as the empire's new architects. The crew introduces specific modern concepts, starting with basic germ theory, the understanding that microscopic organisms cause disease, and the importance of water purification. They teach the medieval medics to boil water, wash their hands, and isolate the sick. These are simple changes, but they are revolutionary for a medieval army. This graph tracks battlefield mortality over a single year. By implementing basic hygiene, deaths from disease drop by a third. The Crusader armies become immune to the plagues that usually decided the outcome of a siege. A decade later, the crew uses their engineering knowledge to improve steel production. The empire begins constructing reinforced fortifications that are physically impossible for any contemporary rival to breach. A civilization that would historically have been decimated by recurring plagues is now experiencing a population explosion and a military expansion centuries ahead of schedule. As the decades pass, the modern crew fully assimilates into the noble councils. They marry into local families and serve as the king's top advisors. While the crew provides life-saving medical knowledge, they are also teaching the kings how to better manage an empire built on serfdom, the system where peasants are legally bound to work a lord's land. We often assume that better technology brings better morals, but in this case, the medieval operating system remains the same. The kings aren't interested in liberation, they are interested in control. The kings use a primitive electrical signaling system to connect the empire. For the first time in history, a ruler can detect a rebellion in a distant province and send an unstoppable, plague-proof army to crush it before it spreads. Providing an oppressive society with better technology does not automatically trigger an enlightenment. Instead, it makes the existing system of exploitation much more difficult to overthrow. The AC-130 is eventually hauled inside the capital's castle walls. Devoid of fuel and ammo, it is repurposed into a rusted command tower, a monument to the absolute authority of the new industrialized lords. Historically, rights were often granted to subjects when kings failed in war or couldn't manage their logistics. By eliminating those failures, the pressures that eventually created modern democracy never have a chance to form. Human nature remains consistent across the centuries. When tyrants are handed the tools of the future, the first thing they build is an inescapable cage.